Right, guys, before this episode starts, we have an announcement to make.
Really sad. Really sad announcement.
Sad announcement.
I'm gonna cry.
We're just gonna
Give
pretend
me a
like he's
minute.
not there.
He's behind the back screen.
Cut me out.
It's not here yet, but I've got
Oh, no, I guessed
an announcement. I am leaving podcast. I'm not just leaving it.
We're killing him.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad. Matthew has taken a choice to step down from the
We
podcast.
did have a leaving party on Saturday.
Yeah, we had a
Just
leaving
us
party.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, quite sad actually.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want me and Logan to continue. We were planning on it, but
Yeah.
obviously we want your
The
input.
lads podcast isn't dead yet.
It might
No,
be
it's not in
soon.
the garbage yet.
Yeah. Give it
Yeah.
a week.
Another thing, apologies
Yeah.
about Logan's voice.
Oh
it's
yeah.
going a bit.
I'm
Yeah, Logan's losing his voice shouting at the football, and apart
Yeah.
from that, that's all the terms and conditions notices.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into the episode.
Welcome to our guest, Indy.
Yeah.
He's yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a great introduction.
Yes,
Such a
I'm
valued guest.
fluent in
gibberish, that's what you are. Fluent in gibberish.
Fruit and waffle is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk
About
to the
yourself.
viewers about yourself.
Yes, so my name is Indy. I have found
You are.
I am 16. Yeah, so I live in the middle of the woods, surrounded by trees and fields, and that's pretty much it. And we've got like 2 neighbours, and that's probably where my love for nature started, hanging out there and just being in the forest all day, every day, having like, you know, a really cool garden with a big tyre swing in it, and just being outside all the time. We have a little pond, and there's loads of frogs in it, loads of tadpoles, all sorts of cool stuff.
Is there any
Um,
specific
yeah.
reason that you live in Sherwood Forest? Like, is there a reason that place was picked?
Well, my mum's Dutch, and my parents moved over about 16 years ago, I think now. No, 20 years ago. That's it. They'll love me for that.
No, they're gonna be mad at you.
Yeah, no, and yes, they moved over, and they had a choice of 2 houses in Sherwood Forest, which came on with my mum's job because she works for the Wildlife Trust as the shepherd there, so she hangs out with all the sheep and does all the work with them. And yeah, they chose this one in the woods. So yeah, it was. I mean, the other one they had was right next to the road, and I don't like roads, so this one was really good. There's only one little track down
What,
from
is
the
there,
main
like,
road.
One way in, one way out.
Yes,
Is that-
literally. Yeah, it's absolutely that. So you can either walk in or drive out. It's a very potholey track, so it is very, very off the beaten track. But no, it's really, really nice and quiet. It's really sweet.
Yeah. So before the microphones cut out, we were talking about you going on BBC Breakfast. I might be able to salvage some stuff from that.
Yeah.
A brief,
Yeah, there is some stuff.
Yeah.
But
So brief overview, but give us just a quick brief overview so you don't have to repeat yourself for too much.
Yes, yeah. So, in November 2020, I filmed with the BBC Springwatch team at my house, filming a species called goshawks, which are one of my favourite birds ever. And I was very lucky enough to have 4 or 5 of them going to roost behind my house every night. And they're really, really rare in the UK. There's only about 300 pairs, which really isn't that much. So, yeah, they're really desperate to film that, and filming it was the scariest thing, because even though they turn up every day and they have to go to roost in these woods every night, it's never always certain what time that's going to happen, because sometimes they can see relatively well in twilight, and cameras can't unless you've got night vision, unless you've got like infrared, which we didn't. So yeah, we were filming one of them. One of them came out in really nice sunlight, saw us, and then turned around. We still got a shot, and then the other one came over and it went by the fence line. That was the best one we got. And then we packed up, walked back to the car, and it was quite dark by then, and one went about 2 meters over the barn, so low, and we didn't have the cameras up. So it was, I think it would have been a little bit too dark to film it, but that's what we were waiting for. So we just walked back and that happened. We were like, oh god no. So hopefully,
Of course, it happens when you turn the cameras on.
I know, that's always the way. It's always happens when the cameras turn off, or you should have been here 5 minutes ago with bird watching. That's always the line. Always. So but yeah, we're very lucky we got the shots we needed, and it went out in January. last year, and the response from it was unbelievable, absolutely crazy.
So obviously, did that lead you to getting on BBC Breakfast?
Yeah, so through that, quite a few people got to see my face, which was weird. And then in January this year, I was on BBC Breakfast with someone called Becky Spate, who's the CEO of the RSPB, and we were talking about the RSPB's Big Garden Bird Watch, counting species like the crow crawling behind me, and who's just stopped. That's another thing that happens in bird watching. Whenever you're out on a guided walk and you point out a bird that's singing, the second you point them out, they stop singing. Always, I can guarantee. So I've literally anybody's bird watch listening will know that, and the magpie, who's also stopped, and yeah, so we're talking about Big Garden Bird Watch, and we filmed it at about 7ish in the morning. So it was quite early to be
Up and awake.
up and awake and talking properly for cameras. Yeah, so we had the environment editor, Justin Rowlatt, who was interviewing me and Becky about the Big Garden Bird Watch, and it was a little bit stressful, a little bit nervous. It was like very live and a lot of people. They had like a van there with the biggest satellite dish in the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really exciting though. It was a proper thrill to be on.
So then, how did Blue Peter come around?
Blue
Because
Peter.
to be honest, I know of Blue Peter, but I've never watched it in my life.
You've never seen Blue Peter?
I've never ever seen Blue
Logan,
Peter.
everyone.
What?
That's coming from someone who's never watched Harry Potter.
I mean, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen Harry Potter.
So
But-
Oh, nice one. That's
How you
cool.
never watched Blue Peter?
I don't know. I just didn't watch CBBC as a kid, and then
did you have like Disney Channel and stuff?
No, I was CBBS, and then when I turned to the age where I would have switched to CBBC,
Yeah.
I had little brothers,
Yeah.
and then we got like Nickelodeon and Disney and
So
all
yeah,
that.
you did have Disney.
Yeah,
then
no, what
after,
I'm saying
like,
is I didn't have it. Yeah.
But no, but everyone started with CBBS unless you were privileged enough to have. Anyway, that's
You
beside the point.
you watch Milkshake? I used to.
Oh, yeah,
Saturday
morning.
Milkshake. That
That was
I used
so
to watch that.
inaccurate.
I used to watch that at like 6 o'clock in the morning because that's what time it used to come on.
Yeah, CBBC came on at 8:30.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember
remember
when
that.
CBBC got extended to like
Yeah.
9:30
Yeah.
or something?
But
That was
that's
like.
changed now.
Has it gone back again?
It's gone back because it was the same wave as BBC Three.
Oh.
So you've got like the what's it called like
The BBC Three.
Didn't BBC
Outback.
Three come back?
That's why it's gone shorter.
Oh.
Oh right. I didn't know that was the reason.
I didn't even know if BBC Three was back, to be honest. I
I've
thought
never
they
seen
would've
anything on BBC Three.
BBC Three is meant to be for our age range.
isn't that
Is
just
it?
for films?
No,
I
No.
swear that's all.
BBC Three is like teenagers stuff.
Yeah, it's like they put like dramas and
Ah.
Teenage dramas,
documentaries,
I
and
just
Stacey
watch Lots
Dooley
TV.
and
Yeah.
Louis Theroux and all of them lot.
true
think that's what
crime
it
and
is.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Oh right.
sounds like your
Must.
cup of tea. What's BBC for? I've never
Old
watched-
people.
That sounds
top
like
of the pops and
classical FM sort of thing.
stuff. Yeah. BBC Four is full of when it's the proms.
The
The
odd
proms are on
Yeah, the
BBC
proms.
4.
Yeah, the proms. Yeah.
What on earth is a prom?
You've never heard of the prom?
It's
no,
like it's like
obviously
singing.
not. That's what I just said.
It's a massive orchestra
Right.
day in the Royal Albert Hall, London.
Oh no, I might actually know what that is.
Yeah,
I feel like I do. Yeah. Anyway,
it's like a teenage prom party in America,
and
guys.
BBC Two.
Let's-
What's BBC Two? That's like
That's quiz shows and stuff.
That's
But how have we gone
Springwatch.
from Blue Peter to this?
I don't know.
yeah.
But Blue Peter is on CBBC,
Yeah.
and I can't actually remember how that came about. Yes, I do. It was me and 3 or 4 other people, other young naturalists who all had like our own thing to talk about, and it was all about making nature accessible to people, who didn't have much money or didn't have much accessibility to nature, living in towns or cities. So I was obviously showing how lucky I am to live in the cool place that I do, but showing you how easy it is to take like really good pictures just with your phone, proving that you don't need like a lens the size of a telegraph pole to take good pictures. All I had was my phone, and I was using frogs in my pond as an example, because if you get a pond and you do it well, your chances are you'll get some frogs in it no matter where you live. And I mean, if you're in a flat, that might be a bit difficult.
Yeah, I think it's
But-
got frogs.
Do you got frogs? There you are.
Yeah.
So
Not like toad, like
frogs.
yeah, like
No, little.
African frogs.
I think so.
Yeah.
You're asking me like I know
Invasive.
they're your frogs.
Yeah.
Don't let them out. They're invasive species.
They are invasive species. We know all about that.
What does that mean?
Invasive species.
Oh, here
Like
we
we
go.
can talk about that for
You go.
years.
This is you brought it up.
It probably
So
does
what
what it
kind
says on the tin. Go on.
What?
Does what it
Invasive
says on the
species,
tin.
okay. Invasive,
Micro.
invasive
go.
species, you can have non-native or native.
Okay.
Non-native means it's not from the UK or the British Isles at any point.
Right.
Like the red, so the grey squirrel is an invasive non-native.
Right.
But you can have native, not native invasive, such as bracken and stuff like that.
Right.
The bracken, isn't that like some mythical creature?
Bracken. You think of the kraken.
Oh.
Oh.
Bracken is like something you get. in
It's like
woodlands and
ferns.
stuff. Yeah.
It's like really cool stemmy ferns.
Oh, so it's not even like an animal. It's
No.
It's a plant. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can tell you
All right.
don't like
That
it.
go all
leads me
about
on
that,
to asking
yeah.
a question. Is it true? Because obviously we know this, but is it true that you can identify a bird just by its call?
If I planned this,
You should have got some.
Well enough.
you should have
Yeah.
got some
I
ready.
should have gone like.
You can do it now if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Do it.
Go on, get something
Has
up.
to be UK, because otherwise, you know.
Yeah. It's gonna like playing like a really small, like an Australian bird.
Yeah.
What is a native Australian bird?
Massive, mate.
Kiwi.
The kiwi, that's it.
That's New Zealand, mate.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
same
Oh
thing.
my
yeah.
god, we're getting angry over where a bird's from.
Defensive.
Australian birds are quite big
Birdie.
because they might.
Do you get ostriches in
Prehistoric.
Australia? No.
Yeah,
Do
and
you?
emus and
Emus.
stuff.
Emu.
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 Is that the mixture between a cow and like a...
No, emu is like a.
Eonk.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know
no.
that, Matthew, but you said an emu.
Is it?
Emu.
Emu, yeah.
Emu.
Yeah, British birds.
Why are you searching up dodgy store?
British birds.
Do you know your YouTube's gone from like Fiji to
Fiji. Oh, you've got a good playlist actually, Matt. Because on Practical, you do play some good songs out of your epic speaker. I've nicked so many of his songs. What we got?
Wait. Put it through that one. So they'll pick it up.
Yeah. Will you be able? You will be.
You should be able
If you
to.
turn it up, yeah.
It's on. It's on full blast.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? All right. I forgot your phone's crap. Oh, is that it now?
Yeah. It's just that's just crap. That's just a mixture of like birds.
I can tell you what one of those was though. Which is the one at the start, which is you'll giggle at this, the long-tailed tit. So
It was as well. So
Yeah.
it showed a picture
Was
of
it?
a
Nice.
long-tailed tit.
So there you are. So that was the long-tailed tit. So they hang
Hello.
around in flocks of.
Oh yeah, of course you are. You can tell. You can tell.
I-
it's a lot.
holding it
I'll
together.
tell you a fact. When it's finished.
Do you want to tell me about the tits?
About how you can tell how to tell if it's a grey tit. I'll tell you.
Oh, didn't I teach you that?
No, Rob taught me at work.
Oh, cool.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Rob.
After
You
I-
and Rob.
He's my boss.
So that is the long. So that was the long-tailed tit. So they hang around in like flocks of 5s or 6s, and they move through gardens, moving from bird feeder to bird feeder or tree to tree, hanging out together. And what's really cool about them is that they roost all together. So if you're an area with long-tailed tits, if you get like a conifer tree or a holly bush, in the evening they'll often all line up like one by one, like one facing forward, one facing back, but all huddled up together. Usually in the winter to keep warm at night, which is
Oh.
really sweet. They're really sweet birds. They're really cool.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
wish.
Yeah. Do you know how you know what? Like if there's a bird something, you think it's a great tit. It sounds like rusty beds.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that. I think you told me that.
Ah.
Yeah.
So hang on.
Oh yeah, it sounds like. Yeah. You can wish
So
that-
that's
Oh,
teacher.
yeah,
So
bird.
that's like teacher, 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 teacher. So that's what great it sounds like.
You've called
The whole birds.
Yeah.
There's birds
Wait,
landing
I
on the
was so
roof.
confused. I thought that was
I
actually a bird.
thought that timing was perfect.
Yeah, you can whistle any bird.
Yes,
Can-
mate.
can you
I
do
got
Yes,
that
one.
the jack does come back. That's the rusty bed again.
Yeah. Rusty bird.
Oh.
Mate, either side.
Dearie me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about on Blue Peter. You did photography tips.
Yes,
I've. Are your parents gonna watch this?
they will do. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely cut that out. Tips, and I don't know if anyone's looked at your page that's watching this, but you have really good photos. I'm not
Thank you.
trying to float your boat here. No, there's some really, really good photos. Are they taken on a phone or are they taken on a camera?
A lot of them actually are taken on my phone. So I mean, I've got a Samsung phone and the camera on it is ace, and I only really got it for the camera.
I'm scared. Get him out. Samsung, get out.
Are you an Apple man?
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch.
Apple.
MacBook, laptop.
Oh my
everything,
gosh.
yeah.
£800 on them.
You don't have to haunt me with that.
So I don't even know how much this was, but it's awesome. And yeah, so most of the insect stuff I've got. So one of the tips was it's like macro photography when you get close up to insects like the dead ladybird on the patio or the bee that landed on my hand earlier. Then you can get these little macro clips which clip onto your phone, and they're absolutely tiny. I think I've got one with me actually, and they only cost like £6 or £7, and they just clip over the lens on your phone, and you can get really close up to stuff, and it takes like proper macro shots that are really, really crisp.
Yeah.
So any insect stuff I usually taken on my phone, but birdie stuff, I have got like a proper camera for the further away stuff. But yeah, for Blue Peter, I was talking about taking pictures of frogs in my pond, and how it's really important to get in like the animal's perspective as much as you can, and and like getting really eye level with them. So I had so I got a lens on one side of my phone, and I lowered that really low down into the water. And then you get like the frogs like staring at you. I'll email you some pictures, and you just get them like with both eyes just looking at that. And if they're mating at the same time, it's even better because they don't move as quickly, because they're like busy. So yeah,
Busy.
Yes. Yeah, let's leave it at busy. Yeah. No. So, yeah, so it's really cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I hope that stays in.
That can stay.
That can stay in. Yeah.
Yeah, so what is your favourite season? Because I don't know, my own. Well, I think we could go around and ask everyone
go
that
for it.
question.
That's
And give us a reason why.
question.
Give us a reason why. Because you can just say, oh, like, favourite food is pizza, but why? It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, pizza's amazing. I've had pizza for 3 nights in a row now. But I haven't. My parents, I have. But I favourite season. I really don't like hot weather when it's like too hot. I like this temperature is my optimum. This is when I'm like photosynthesizing at my best. that's the other day. This is a practice
It's a
joke.
running joke.
Yeah, it's an in joke. Like when we're running at our optimum.
yeah, you've ruined it now.
Optimum.
the
I know.
sun's
Oh, the
going.
sun's gone now. Oh, this is even cooler.
What's it called when you...
Photosynthesize.
The opposite.
Respiring.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, as you were saying.
Yes. So so like I like the summer, but not when it's like too hot.
Did you say frogs?
Just randomly.
Yeah.
So what? Summer.
So I like summer, but I also really like snow in the winter. I like they've all got their own different things, but I probably have to say, like, probably have to go with spring when it's not. That's really cliche, but I probably when it's not too hot. All the birds.
It's not too cold.
It's not too hot. It's not too cold. All the birds are singing. All their insects are starting to come out. The leaves are starting to come on the trees. Everything becomes green again. You can go out in shorts, even though I go out in shorts in the winter. And
Still different.
yeah, built outdoors in a cave. So yeah, I'd probably have to say spring. But yeah, go for it.
Spring.
It's just about spring now.
So it's
think it's the-
spring. That's already
Scientifically spring, yeah.
but it's not biological.
Biological. Why is this? It's either spring or not. Make up your mind.
It's when it's the sun and stuff. And shit like that.
When it's the sun does
Astronomy,
it
then.
does
Astronomy.
tends to be around all the.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that's that bee
No,
that
I was
landed on my
saying
hand
that. I
earlier.
was
Yeah.
saying the other day. I was like, oh yeah. I'm glad. I quite like winter because there's no bees about. And then I jinxed it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I just. I'm afraid of getting. Yeah. I would. But yeah, I think I'm not a fan of winter.
Yeah.
I think it's
You don't
just,
like the cold?
just cold,
Yeah.
rain. I can't deal with it.
I don't even like the snow.
Yeah,
I love winter.
I love winter. Go on, Matt. You don't like snow? Why not?
Because
it's cold.
yeah,
It's cold.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind going out in it, but then when you come in, I feel like it's the after effects when you come in.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. The after effect.
It's like, I mean, I really
Some,
don't. I
like,
really
weird
don't like
kick
getting
out of
really
it.
cold feet. I really don't like getting cold feet. Which
yeah.
and I've got rubbish shoes. Like I mean they were good at some point, but now they're not. So they're not. They're not.
So I suppose that's not a massive issue.
Oh, nice. That's cool. So yeah, I don't like getting cold feet or cold fingers because they just turn blue and drop off.
I
have to get them re-sewn on.
So that is probably why I don't like winter.
Yeah, I think the cold's just too much for me to deal with. I
Yeah.
just don't like the vibe
My
of winter.
favourite
Every
season-
day just seems too dark.
My favourite is like winter turning into spring.
We never gave that as an option. We only gave the 4 seasons.
Yeah, this is like a mixture. That's like what we are now.
You know, I nearly went for that. I nearly actually
because
went
it's
for that.
like the birds are starting to wake up,
Mm.
starting to tweet. You wake up.
You do get nice days like this.
You have nice days like this, and then you can also have snow days.
Mm.
Can't
Quite
deal with
nice.
snow.
Like I feel like at the moment anything's acceptable.
Yeah.
Like it's on the tilt of like if snow came now, it'd be like okay, a little bit late, but
The
okay.
only thing that would probably like, annoy me is if we had like
Butterfly, look, butterfly going on the roof now.
What? Yeah.
I'm just going past the chimney now. Nice. Just phone to the sun. Now we're all blinded, but that was cool. So yeah, spring. Nice. That is spring.
I think another viable question then would be favorite animal.
Ooh,
See, you're gonna be able to pull out some next scientific
the emu.
name, and me and Finn are gonna go dog. Dog.
Nothing domestic. So, I really like. I like birds. I like the goshawk, the one I filmed for Springwatch. They are my absolute favourite. But I also really, really, really love dolphins. I've just got a massive
They're
thing
really
about
intelligent.
dolphins. They are way too intelligent, and
Gonna take over the human
It-
race.
I know. I wasn't going to say anything. But they.
There's more to
Sorry.
us there.
And, yeah, so in the summer, every summer actually, I help out on an island called the Isle of Mull on the west coast of Scotland, which is where my parents met on a whale watching boat there. So every
So your
every
parents,
summer,
like,
they are well into nature.
well into. So do you think it's like? It's not obviously genetics. I was gonna say genetics, but like.
In my freezing cold muddy jeans, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it probably was them as well, absolutely, because we always used to go on walks all the time. But yeah, so I volunteer on Mull on the whale watching boats, and I see dolphins like every summer. And this year, but last year, we had a pod of about 300, and it was like crystal clear water, and when you could hear them like communicating from above the boat, you could hear them going, and all the ticking, all the communicating and jumping out and spinning. It was awesome.
So what's that? The Isle of Mull.
The Isle of Mull, the island of Mull. It's really really cool. I cannot recommend it enough. It's got ace beaches, awesome mountains. The seas around there are great for snorkeling, which we do all the time. It's yeah, probably my
I'm actually
favourite
kind of
place on
scared
earth.
for snorkeling. I don't know why.
Yeah?
I would do it, but
I do
It
underwater
does sound
hockey,
fun.
which is scary.
yeah.
Yeah, you do have to come up occasionally.
Favorite animal, Logan?
To say I don't like the cold, I'm quite a fan of penguins.
Okay.
What kind of penguin?
Kind of penguin, I don't know.
King.
The lesser spotted penguin.
The lesser spotted penguin.
People always go let's just find someone or other. Yeah.
Me. Yeah, Matt, what's yours?
Really don't know.
You've had about half an hour.
Favorite bird. I'll go favorite bird.
Oh yeah.
The red kite. I love a red.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we did a presentation on red kites the other day,
Yeah.
talking about the
wonder why.
Yeah, I
reduction.
wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew. Then what's yours?
I've got two. No,
Oh,
Matthew
go
hasn't
on then.
finished, Luke.
He's gonna give us
Oh.
a whole little list.
Oh, here we
Well,
go.
my
Right,
favourite-
best
my
of five.
favourite-
Let's
like-
start listing bushes next.
One just a tiny bit above.
I like shade 3 grass.
That's probably a thing as well.
One above the red kite is 100%. I love them. Otters.
Oh,
I love
that's
an otter.
cool. You get otters on the Isle of Mull. That's cool.
I feel like you're just trying to sell it to Matthew.
I know, I'm really
He's
just like any
going-
species.
He's leaving.
Yeah.
That's where you're going.
Come with me and you'll see.
I'm stuck between two.
Go
Still
for it.
between two.
Matt had two.
The bearded dragon.
Oh.
Right. Or the fennec fox.
Fennec?
Foxes are actually quite. Yeah, I forgot about foxes.
Foxes are cool.
It's a really fun story. So it's.
Did you say you wrestled?
Dude, a fox.
Oh, I rescued a
Oh,
hedgehog.
I thought you said wrestled.
I
Oh,
rescued
remember?
yeah, the
Hedgehog.
We rescued a hedgehog.
Caught in like the goal nets in football.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
literally, I was like, "How
poor
are we meant
thing.
to do this?" And then the PE department ended up coming out with like, do you know, like the softball.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they had to grab it. And they had to like they let it go. And then
They've got
Yeah,
sharp
he
teeth,
was-
foxes.
We had that.
They're
I
cool.
asked.
yeah,
Had
well,
that. We had a hedgehog.
yeah, I can remember the hedgehog. The hedgehog kept coming back though. I swear.
Yeah.
It did. It was. And then you had.
It automatically
idiotic-
went to me because they thought.
Oh yeah, because they just knew you
Oh,
were a
yeah, they
nature
knew
man.
you
No, no.
You were a nature man.
The head I had his ear knew I was going to Brackenhurst, so.
Oh, so the
yeah,
hedgehogs
so
were
you-
communicating
No,
with the head of
the
year.
head-
They'd read your
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
She automatically called
Oh
me, remember
dear
that?
me.
Me and Matt saw hedgehog poo on Friday.
We did.
We did. We
Oh.
so apparently we found out it was a stressed out hedgehog because apparently you
Like
can tell
him.
by the poo what state they're in. I remember this because apparently they like usually like plop out like little sort of like circular dumpling type
Okay.
things. No, not that big. But this one was like all condensed. So apparently that hedgehog had a bit of a shock, or it's like not doing well because of like a disease or something. So
Oh.
R.I.P.
yeah, so
We didn't actually see a hedgehog.
we didn't see the hedgehog. We saw hedgehog poo.
Oh, saw
so,
the poo.
yeah,
Oh,
we saw
right,
the poo. Yes,
okay.
yeah. So we didn't ask if it was stress. No.
R.I.P.
Would you like to talk to the hedgehog?
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog. I'm the
Oh.
master.
Are there any long-term goals that you have?
Oh.
Anything you're campaigning for? Or...
Get a higher grade than Matt at Brackenhurst. No.
I'm not sure we can do that one.
I don't think that is too hard.
Oi. He's good. So take it from me. That means nothing. So long term, I suppose. Like, I mean, obviously, we know the environment is that. I was trying to find another word, but yeah, that
a
is
more appropriate word
the-
than that.
We put that on
Fudged.
assignments.
Yeah, well, we do. I did that once. I forgot to stick it out. Yeah, so it is a bit FU'd, but so hopefully that I'd love to just. But what I also want to do is not like do loads of like faffing around and really banging my head against a brick wall. Even though I know you need that brick wall demolishing, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to like because at the end of the day, I'm not overly hopeful about like if we are going to solve the whole climate change thing because. Like even
Do you
though
think it's possible?
it is possible if we did it now, if we just got on with it, it is absolutely possible.
What do you think?
But we're just not.
If there's one thing that is the most important thing, what would you like? If you were like Boris Johnson,
A different prime minister, please.
if you were like, all right,
Yeah,
if you
yes,
were-
that's
if you were in
the chat.
charge,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then there was a list of things to make it better. What would be like the top thing that's going to do the most impact?
The most impact. Great grammar there.
Dude, that's the thing is because it's like, it's not like there's so many things to it because like there's the whole. I think one main thing that would do it would be just like, have you got another bee?
No.
What is it?
It's gone now.
Is Matt getting burnt?
Yeah, it's your burning.
I don't burn.
It's too hot, even though it's winter, summer, spring, autumn, all of them. So I think, I mean, the whole thing it comes under is basically living sustainably. So that's like our food, how we travel, like things we buy, like the clothes we buy, just everything. So I think that whole bracket kind of covers most of it. So if we just like be more careful about, you know, what we eat, where it comes from, and all it takes is just like 5 minutes of reading the packet, thinking, oh, this has got palm oil in it, that sort of stuff. It's just
Do
like,
you think
no,
if the entire world went vegan, would it solve the problem?
no.
No.
More the better, definitely. It wouldn't because there's like so much more to it because it's, you know, the whole emissions thing. There's just like I mean that would cut it down definitely. It would definitely help, and you know, same with being veggie. It would definitely help because I think, you know, the meat industry is responsible for so much carbon release from the animals and, you know, the whole
I
industry
can't
themselves.
actually remember this. Is just
It's a lot.
like 70.
It's just because cows fart too much.
Yeah.
That is genuinely science. Science. So peace out, science. You're screwed. Yeah, there is a lot more. There's so much to it. But I think if we just live sustainably in like any way we can, just anything you think of, just from anything we buy, how we drive, how we get to places, just everything.
What's
what
it
we
like?
eat.
Cycling, electric cars.
Yeah, so I could have got the bus here, and I walked instead. Even though I don't really understand buses and I probably would have got lost, I'm just going to use that as an excuse as walking here. But it's just things like that, and just because at the end of the day, the environment is responsible for everything we eat, everything we drink, the air we breathe, everything. If the ecosystem fell apart, we would be absolutely, as Matt said, yeah, we would be dead, and we will be at some point, and we'll see these effects, and we are already seeing them in our lifetimes right now with these mass floodings, these weird weather events, all these, you know, the oceans rising, species declining hugely. We're seeing it now because people think that this is something that's going to affect like generations in the future, our kids, whoever's kids, grandpas, grandmas, whoever ages in the future. But it's now, and that's what we are actually starting to see, and it's been like put on the news a lot more in my lifetime, obviously, than ever before because it's happening so quickly now. So
Do you think the lockdown
Yeah.
helps climate change?
it did definitely, I think, because, and also what lockdown proved is that because people think that obviously to like prevent climate change from getting worse than it already is and biodiversity loss, people think that will like take a lot of change and it will be like take people out of their comfort zones, which it will, unfortunately, but that's what we have to do. But COVID proved that we can do that, because we were all locked in our houses. We couldn't go anywhere really, apart from, hours exercise, getting our food, whatever it was. And that was it. And we did that in there was a day. There was, one night it was, oh, do what you want. The next night it was, you're not allowed outside apart from an hour. So we've proved that we can do things quickly if we really need to. And this is one of those cases where we really need to. So yeah, lockdown proves that there is that sense of action and people can do it if there are like kind of legislations and laws in place, because people aren't just going to go out of their comfort zone and do it because people don't like that.
Yeah.
So, but if you have to do it, people do it.
You don't like going out of your comfort zone, do you?
The famous saying around here is, no one tells me what to do, kind of thing.
Is what, sorry?
No one tells me what to do. You hear that everywhere.
Well, that's the thing, because it is because the UK, even though people think life's shit here, it's really good because we can just do most of the things we just want to do, and there's nothing stopping us from to a point.
Yeah.
So it is. We have got very easy lives here, to a point again. So it is. It is like, we need like harder rules from stopping us from just wrecking the world even further. But the thing is, this isn't me passing on the blame to other countries, but we are a very small island compared to the rest of the world. But if because Boris Johnson, any big country and any country, and this isn't me passing the buck because that's just stupid, but we all have our role to play. Mm-hmm. So it's as important as we do anything as every other single person on this planet to do something. So it is in everybody's hands to do something.
Meeting Edinburgh was such a good thing, but it wasn't. Glasgow.
Meeting Glasgow.
COP 20.
Oh, meet. I thought it was a meeting. So yeah, I mean, that was.
He's just thinking about meat.
Yeah, I was just thinking about meat now, like cows.
So can cool some of the politics and that.
Yeah, I mean, Glasgow. That was COP26. That was.
Everybody thought that was going to be a turning block.
It needed to be a turning point, and it really wasn't. It was an absolute.
Things have got a lot worse since.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
It was like Brazil 1990.
That was before I was born, but I heard that was alright.
Yeah, but you remember our lecturer was talking about.
Yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, what was that called again? I can't remember.
Is it Rio?
Yeah, it was the Rio something. Yeah, it was the Rio Summit. I think it was. Yeah, and apparently that was. I think that was alright.
There was a lot of when we were covering legislation. There was a lot of international legislation came in.
IPCC and stuff. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So Glasgow. Yeah, the COP thing. I think the deforestation. The only one I can remember. Because the news are so hard to follow. The only one I can remember is deforestation. They'll end it by 2030, which is a good thing. It's too late, but it's good. And then the UK I think it's 2050. They want to end carbon emissions by. Is just absolutely freaking useless. It's just you need to do it like 2025, or there's just no point. Because 2050.
I think
I
think they should push. By 2030, you should have no petrol or diesel cars produced.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Hybrids.
I don't know if that actually is a thing or not.
That's set in stone law.
Is it?
Okay. I think they should need to push it forward to people are
Even
going to turn to
because
electric.
why not now? Because why not? What is stopping people from changing that now?
People are turning to electric already because of.
Yeah.
I think the infrastructure isn't there for.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, because there's not like.
I'm quite interested in them.
Yeah.
Every petrol station, every car park
But
into
don't
electric
get me
car
wrong.
park.
The fuel price is going up.
Mm.
More and more electric points are being built
Yeah.
pretty much every day. Tesla, look at the technology they're doing. You get 400 miles
Yeah.
out of.
Yeah.
But Tesla, we learned this. I don't know if you told me this.
Could have been Stuart. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter who told you.
It doesn't matter who told us.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
Unlike all our assignments.
They hid Tesla discovered their batteries. The batteries that they're using now.
Yeah.
In the 1980s, they hid it from the world until they released it last month, I think. The infrastructure and stuff.
Yeah.
So no one could copy it. But when it comes down to other stuff that changed the world, like electricity, they released it straight away. But with the battery thing for cars, they saw profit.
Yeah, but there's just too many. It's too much money involved. There's too many rich people who just want their own, who's just all out, all in it for themselves. So those are the biggest barriers we've got to break down, actually, because they are the most influential people in the world, and they're thinking like that, or just not thinking at all in most cases, and just like I heard Elon Musk is like sending a rocket up to the moon to crash into it to see what would happen. Have they? I mean, why? It's the moon. Like, it controls so many things in our lives, and it's so important for tides and like everything else. And you just crash into it. What are they? Literally, genuine question. What are they thinking? Like, what? These are the buffoons we're dealing with. They're lampposts. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
They're trying to measure the size of their wood.
Yes, they do.
Hopefully.
So.
Hopefully, in a year's time, we're in a better situation.
Yeah, I mean that is the thing. If we all just like, it is important to keep hope and do your own little bit and do anything you can. The way you live, just think about what you're doing, think about what you're buying, thinking about how you get into places. Think, do I need to do this? Do I need this jumper? Do I need that new pair of trainers? I mean, my shoes are falling apart. To be fair, I do need some new shoes, but I've got my wellies; they'll be fine. So yeah, it's just thinking carefully about what we're doing, and change will come quickly or slowly. It will happen. So
It's got to.
it has to. It must do. So.
But yeah, I think we've had a good little. Right then, thanks for listening to this week's. Yeah.
To end it,
Yeah.
Let's end that there.
I was going to end Matthew's last episode, as we said. Matthew, you got anything to say?
No.
No, it's just going to leave and disappear.
Yeah.
Might have a cry afterwards.
Yeah, might have a cry. Big hug. But yeah.
Guys, we'll do a leaving
Thank you,
party.
yeah.
If you want to join the leaving party, then.
Thank
really
you.
do
for
leave
coming on
And
the
me and Logan
podcast.
have got other plans for the podcast as well.
Yeah, the
But we're not
podcast
gonna-
isn't stopping.
Yeah,
we
we're not
might
gonna-
we might disappear for a week or so.
Is the project going to take only a week, Logan?
Yeah.
Will it? Right, sweet, yeah. Might only be a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on. I've really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
You're the first guest that's actually said thank you for having me on.
Have I?
All of them always say thanks.
Oh,
They
well,
always just
thank you
go,
for having me on.
thanks. I could be tripping it. I guess might have actually said.
You are tripping.
Yeah.
Could be
But
decided
yeah.
by
You
that.
do the
Your
laptop's gone off.
No, it hasn't. Oh, God. It's probably just sleep. But yeah, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on. I enjoyed that. More
And
bird
we'll
songs
see you
on the way.
soon. So, you will.